Hello, Starfield friends. Hey, if you're not a Starfield friend, please go away, because this is embarrassing to to have this out there for people who don't know how sick and depraved this game makes you. But yeah, so I built this ship, guys, and this is actually part two. There's another video, so if you didn't watch part one, go watch part one, because this is part two. This ship that I have built with mods this time is so big, so huge, that I needed two videos to give a thorough tour of it. So we are looking at the Claudia Resilient, or the Resilience for short. And yeah, this is a ginormous ship that I have built, and I'm giving you a tour. So we already did decks 1 and 2. Let's check out deck 3. So here I am in the stairwell at the aft of the ship, and we are on, as you can tell from the helpful label, we are on deck 3. So let's check out deck 3. Deck 3 opens up into the top of what I call the promenade. This is the central spine of the ship. And so deck 3 is mostly crew quarters. You see these hallways going off to the side. Each of these connects to 4 individual crew quarters. Like here's one, here's one. Well, this one's not actually individual. This is Sam's quarters. Sam sleeps there, and Cora is right there. See, I gave her stuffed animals. Oh. So, but most of these are captain's quarters, so that everybody has individual accommodations. And very important, everyone has their own bathroom. Very important to me that everyone has their own bathroom. Okay, so yeah, so this hallway connects back to the spine. And we go get the other two, and it's the same thing pretty much on the other side there. So that is most of deck 3 is just crew quarters. But at the front of deck 3, go into the 4, and I notice we got stairs up there. We'll talk about those in a minute. The front of deck 3 is the captain's suite. So here's the ready room, where we can have a conference with the senior staff. And, you know, I've got some beverages and some snacks. And, you know, for early morning meetings, we got some coffee. So we can meet in here. This is the ready room. Okay. And then off to the side, we have the captain's armory. You know, we have 2 other armories lower in the ship, but this is the captain's armory. So everything in here is the good stuff. Yeah, it's all legendary. Now we also got my commemorative armor sets from my Starborn days, my Mantis days, my UC Vanguard days, my Ranger days. So yeah, and then some more guns and stuff back here. Again, all the good stuff. So that's the captain's armory. I hoard all the best stuff for myself. And then off to the side, we have the captain's quarters that he shares with Andreja. And I've got a wardrobe, little TV, you know, for romantic movie nights, you know. And then, you know, this is where the magic happens back here. So those are the captain's quarters. And that's all at the front of deck 3. So most of deck 3 is crew quarters. However, there is another important component to deck 3 at the back here, aft. Because Constellation, of course, we are on a scientific mission. We need some decent scientific laboratory space. So this is the Mondo Huge Science Lab for Constellation. We've got some research on the vortex stuff going on right here. Got some hydroponics off to the side, dangerous samples right here. We ever have to autopsy a critter or something. Got some technical, physical engineering. I don't know. We got stuff over there too. We even got this little area where we can muster the whole crew for a science briefing. You know, I do have the professor perk, so that would be appropriate. And so yeah, that's our science lab. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. That's deck 3 then. So now let's go up to deck 4. So deck 4 aft, first of all, again, is a secure area, and this is the engineering suite. So my concept was to try to make this this area here very open. So I've got free pass-through, no doors between the workshop and the 2x2 Demos hab. Now these, of course, were not empty habs, because if you get the empty engineering hab, there's no way you're reproducing all of this good stuff. And I was thankfully able to get rid of the worst of the clutter. Right here in this hab, if you don't put a window, there's a frickin' trash bag right here. It really bothers me. It's just a trash bag. Usually I have to put up screens to hide it, but in this case, I just put in a window. So that cleans that up, although I really wish somebody would come pick this up and throw it in the can. I mean, the can is right there, people. It's right there. Anyway, so since the ship is so huge, what I did is off of the main engineering area, behind fire doors, so it can be sealed in case of calamity, is an extension of the engineering section. Okay, so we've got a 3x1 hab here, connects to another 3x1 hab here. This wraps all the way around and connects back into the spine that way, but we'll talk about that in a second. What I like about this is because it lets me do this. Put a window right here, and look, that's the grav drive. And then that's the shield generator. And again, all this is mirrored on the other side. Slightly different 3x1 engineering hab from Deimos, so it looks a little bit different over here since it's feeding different equipment, because over here the window looks at the reactor. That's the main reactor, and that's the shield generator. So yeah, I just think that's kind of cool how it does that. And again, it's all wraps around all the way back towards the spine. But let's go back to the spine to visit that area. Oops, that's not the turn. So yeah, once we go forward on deck 3 then, I'm sorry, deck 4, we're on deck 4 now. On deck 4, the spine continues, and then we have the medical area here. Off to the side here, we have the infirmary itself, where patients are, taken care of if such needs to be done. And then over here we got med lab, which every time I say it makes me think of aliens. Any of you people in med lab? No, sir, we're all in operations. Okay, anyway. So this then is the med lab, which is just the standard science lab hab, but, feels very medical, everything in here anyway. So, I mean, there's no engineering. It's all looks medical. In fact, we've got all the all the addictive combat stims in that container. Okay, so that's the rest of deck 4, and we move forward, and we get to this stairwell. Now, this stairwell bugs me. I don't like this circular railing. This is the same mod guy who did the 4-story stairs over there, but they don't match well. So this kind of bugs me, this circular railing. Ugh. I was especially bothered because it used to be labels here that said decks 1 and 2, but I'm starting on decks 3 and 4, so it was bothering me. But I found this one vent piece to cover it. Thank goodness, or that would have just driven me nuts. So this does give us access to a secure area. As you can see, this is the command suite. Now it's built around the Frontier hab, because I always like to make the Frontier hab the heart of the Constellation supercruiser. So here's the Frontier hab, is like a command lounge briefing space, okay? And it connects over here to some computer and command control stations. And then over here to the big old 2x2 battle stations room. And then, of course, connects up front. Oh, we've got more storage here and here. But it connects up front to the bridge itself. Now, usually with my builds, I go with the Cabot bridge to get the stairs. But like I said, we're running mods, so we've got all the stairs we want back there. So, for small ships, I like the Tayo. But it's very small, the compartment. And so this is the one I picked because it's the biggest, most open bridge. Now, there's that other Deimos bridge that's really big. It's all sectioned off. It's got these annoying columns in the middle. If I could get rid of those columns, I would have used that one. But this feels the most open and gives you this sense of, like, this is a big bridge, Now, you can't get rid of the door on the bridge. It has to be there. But I figure, that's in case of emergencies. We seal off the bridge and eject it. We even have over here emergency food and water in case we have to use this as a life raft. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That is the ship, people. Oh, also I'm running a mod that hides my spacesuit. So that's it. I modded the heck out of the game here, and I gave myself all sorts of weapons. Well, I didn't give my bottom, but lets you buy exotic or turn your favorite weapons into exotics. It's just with all these mods, I've got everything now, and I kind of don't know what to do with myself in the game. I'll probably go into hibernation for a while. This will probably be the last thing I do for a while. And then once new content comes out, I'll have to decide, do I want to run this modded version or go back to my vanilla save? I don't know. But for now, I really just can't think of what to do in Starfield anymore.